Dawson's Rambles.
YouTube, Dawson Rider here, continuing my series of videos where I am ranking various Toku designs by their theme. In honor of Boom Boonger's vehicle theme, I ranked the vehicle suits, the mecha system, the mecha, and now I'm going to be doing the same for other categories. I'm going to actually start with ninjas this time. We're obviously going to go to dinos, probably eventually like animal-based, but I feel like dinos would be pretty predictable to start with, so we're going to start with ninja-based series. In this video, ranking all of the ninja-based Sentai and PR suits, including ones that aren't traditionally rangery, and then we're moving on to their mecha system and their mecha. Now with this one, I feel it's mostly cut and dry in terms of what's included, because like with vehicles, you had some gray areas like Tokyuger and Lightspeed Rescue and stuff like that, where people were actualing the hell out of the comments. I'm like, guys, I mean, I thought about that stuff too. I'm like, do I include this or not? And I have my various reasons, but it's supposed to be fun. Let's not suck the fun out of everything. Fun suckers! The point is, I think it's more cut and dry what's ninja related, at least in terms of Sentai. Like, I can't imagine someone like, are you kidding me? Go-Go V is supposed to be ninja related. And I still can't remember if it's Go-Go V or Go-Go 5, but I've heard it both ways. So, as a sort of honorable mention just for funsies, I don't know I said funsies and I deeply apologize, it pained me just to say it, but is the 1995 movie suits, because technically they're ninja related adjacent because they come from that weird ninjetti thing. Not really, I just wanted to bring it up because I brought this up in another video, I don't remember which one it was, but I had heard that someone said that they had designed all of the suits to sort of like clearly obviously be the mmpr suits, but for the helmets to echo what their ninja animals were going to be. And I don't know if that's true, but when you look at them, it kind of feels true, and I think that's pretty cool. So coming in at the bottom, and I'm putting these at the bottom, and I know there's sort of a technicality, were those villainess rangers from Kaku Ranger. Now I can't remember what they are off the top of my head here, but they were kind of the all-female ninja villain team in Kaku Ranger. And they were kind of a last-minute inclusion because I forgot about them, and I put them on here for two reasons. One, because I feel like it might be something that gets brought up, but also I didn't want the next one above these to be last. And don't get me wrong, I actually don't mind these. I think it was kind of cool having this full female quote-unquote Sentai team. The color scheme was unique. I mean, they were all kind of these weird monotone colors, so they didn't exactly pop, but it was definitely a unique lineup. But they're not necessarily my favorite design-wise. I don't like dislike them or dislike them as much as Battle Fever J, but they also do feel like a female assault team from a Purge Night. But I thought I'd include them just in case. So coming up next, and again, I didn't want these to be at the bottom because I actually do really like these, which is the overall mmpr ninja suits. I've actually always been a big fan of these. I really like these a lot. I definitely prefer the Season 3 version where they fully mask up. It makes them look more ninja-y. But these are very simple. Like, they're very simple, but they don't feel cheap. You know, I love the coins in the center. I just love the very idea of them as this sort of like midway point between morph and not morph, giving them unique ninja abilities. You know, I liked them being kind of the Ninja Quest suits for the movie, but like I said, I always preferred them with the full-on mask on. And I always have really loved these, and I thought they were really cool and gave a unique identity to Season 3. But there's just reasons I like the other ones above on the list more, but it pained me to have it so close to the bottom because I've always had a fondness for these. Coming up next, yes, I am including comic stuff. Deal with it, purists. Like, I just don't get it. Like, why? You don't have to like the comics, but the fact that people are so mean-spirited about it that they have to discredit it. Like, oh, it's not canonical, it's not canon if it's from Sentai. It's like, why? Does that make you feel better? Do you feel better to be like Tina, being like, non-canonical, non-canonical? Anyway, sorry for the mini rant, that just drives me nuts. But I did include comic stuff. Deal with it. I am nourished by your hatred! It's up on the list now that that 2 rants is done. The MMPR civilian ninja suits from the Ninja Turtle crossover comic. Now, I wasn't sure whether to include these, but they're kind of on a similar lane to the Season 3 suits, and I put this just slightly above the Season 3 suits, mainly because I thought these were so cool. They look kind of like Street Fighters a little bit, but they have this post-apocalyptic-y vibe, very almost like 90s grunge, laid back, like also 2000s feel to them. I just really liked them. I thought they were really cool. You know, they were really unique. I liked that even though I love the Season 3 suits, and obviously they're, you know, differentiated by color and the symbols, these each had their own unique personal identity and stuff. I think if I remember right off the top of my head, Trini even looked kind of like Rita from King Oger with the way that the kind of jacket mask thing going on. Just, I don't know, I really dug the hell out of these. I know that they're not like rangery, but you know what? It's my list. Speaking of comic designs, after that is the Turtle Rangers. Now, the ones after this, spoiler alert, is going to be the Dimension X ones. And I struggled which one to put above one another because I generally like the Dimension X suits a little bit better, but they're a little bit samey compared to these. But I just like them better. There's two reasons why the Dimension X ones made it above, which I'll get to when I get to them. But I actually really do like these suits. I, in general, thought the cool hybrid crossover idea was pretty cool. I liked them okay when they first debuted, but ever since we got the figures and saw them more and just kind of have lived with them existing more, I really do quite like these suits. They're pretty cool. I mean, in general, obviously this has nothing to do with the ninjas, but getting to see, I mean, I guess they're Ninja Turtles, but you know what I mean. But getting to see a Turtles Power Rangers hybrid is pretty cool. But in terms of the ninja stuff, it's kind of neat. I mean, obviously you have the turtle aspects, but because of the ninja design of the turtles coming in, you get some ninja designs within an mmpr-esque suit, and it kind of gives you this idea of what a Dino Ninja team would look like. I'm not in any hurry to get to another Dino-based Sentai, but I'm going to presume they're going to do it at least one more time in my lifetime, and I wouldn't mind seeing Dino Ninjas. These are overall pretty cool costumes that have a little bit of ninja and dinosaur and turtle, and they're just kind of fun. Shredder's is just awesome. I was kind of more so thinking of the Core 4 in this, but Shredder's is just awesome. But for me, I had to go with the Dimension X ones just slightly above it, just on a personal level. The biggest complaint I have about them, which is what a lot of people say, is that they're a little too samey with all their helmets feeling very similar. They all pretty much are the same, which I do agree with that. That does bother me. But I was thinking about it, and I initially had the MMPR Rangers a little bit higher, but then I'm like, you know what? I just like the Dimension X suits. I think they're so cool in concept. You know, it's a bit of a boring thing where it's like more of the bright color is the secondary color, but it also is kind of cool. And there's two reasons. I think they're slick-looking suits. I like that they kind of have this future ninja vibe because they very much have the ninja elements in them, even giving some of them a more slightly futuristic ninja-like weapon. That was what was kind of cool. The two reasons was I simply just like them a little bit more, and the idea that they kind of have a future ninja vibe is something cool and different. Now getting on to the actual Sentai ones, you know, the Sentai PR ones that are considered the real canon by the true fans. I'm sorry, after so many years of doing this, just some of the comments, they get to you after a while. So first up is Kaku Ranger. Now, I really do like the Kaku Ranger suits. They're very simple, but they're very effective. They convey the theme very well. You know, the helmets, when you really think about it, I'm like, oh, they're trying to do like a ninja mask. That's cool. But also, it's not like super intrusive or anything like that, where it's over the top. I've always really liked, in particular, like Blue's suit. I always thought the light blue on a male Blue Ranger was really cool, and it kind of stole the aqua feel for the Alien Rangers. Always like Black suit as well because you got the black gold contrast going there. I just have always really liked these. I've always had a soft spot for the Alien Rangers and their arc. I like the Kaku Ranger series, so I generally like them. I just happen to like the other two more, but I really do like these. I think they're very well designed in terms of being very simple, but very effective. Then at the runner-up is the Ninja. Now I would argue in a lot of ways I like the bodysuit for the Kaku Rangers more than the Ninjas, because the Ninjas is pretty basic. It's just a sash, and it's a little bit boring, but it's really the helmets that tie all these together and make them stand out. But the bodysuit I don't mind either. The sash is a little boring, but it's not too boring. It doesn't feel blank or incomplete. Some people don't like the white boots. I maybe would like them to be more integrated, but I kind of like that it makes them stand out a little bit. But again, it's mainly the helmets. Each of these different Shuriken helmets, I honestly go back and forth of which one's my favorite. They all just look so badass. Honestly, I hate how much I don't like either show attached to this because I really just do like the suits overall. I also really like the color scheme lineup having both pink and white on the team, and in particular, white suit has always been a standout for me, especially since they already have pink on there. I thought it was cool that they went ahead and gave her like pink accents, which was unique. Maybe they did that to create this synergy with them, but I don't know. I just always really liked the Ninja suits a lot. They've always been a top tier suit for me, even if the base suits are a little bit boring. But number one for me, without question, Hurricaneger. I've mentioned in several other videos recently, I think Hurricaneger got to be in my top 5 favorite suits of all time. I need to do a ranking eventually of my just favorite suits in general, not just theme-based, but I've always liked them, but in the last year or so, since I rewatched Ninja Storm a little bit, and then we had the Hurricaneger Returns movie, getting to see them in HD, they're just so well designed, just so tightly designed. Like, just everything about them, they don't feel too busy, they don't feel too boring. The helmets are all sleek and badass. They also convey the kind of masked theme, but they all are very different from each other, but they fit in together, if that makes any sense. I mean, that does make sense. Why wouldn't it make sense? But by that I mean I was thinking of the Turbo Ranger helmets. Or was it Car Ranger? Turbo Ranger? Turbo Ranger. Like, they all fit in, but they're all individualized, but they're so individualized that they don't mesh together. But the Hurricaneger ones all are distinct enough, but they never feel like they clash with each other. And that even extends to the Thunder Rangers. And getting to see something as cool as a Crimson and Navy Thunder, and that contrast is really cool. And that creates a unique color scheme, you know? The Shurikenger suit is excellently designed. They're just such well-designed suits. They just look I think it's some of the best work they've done. I mean, there's a lot of really well-designed Sentai MPR suits, but these, when I just see them on screen, I'm like, man, they really nailed it with these. Like, there's not a single element that I don't like. Like with the, Ninja, I love the suits, but I can point out, like, yeah, the sash is a little boring, or the boots stand out a little bit, I get it, but I quite honestly can't think of anything about these suits where I'm like, oh, no, I don't like that. It just all works so well. Such well-designed suits that convey the theme so well. But that is just my list. Let me know what your ranking of the ninja-based Power Rangers and Sentai designs are. Next up, I think, will be the vehicle systems and Megazords before we move on to probably Dinos. I'll probably do Dinos. We'll see. Anyways, guys, until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps and ring that bell to get notifications from my videos. Dawson Ryder, signing out.